So the Steam Machine is coming out early next year. We don't really know when, but we can probably expect it around March. No market price yet, and we'll talk about that later. And there are some other things, other concerns that I have with the Steam Machine as well. I know a lot of people are excited for it. Me personally, I don't need it, so I'm not gonna get it, but it does look really cool. And the fact that it's so small and really quiet, we'll go over the specs and stuff and just talk about the Steam Machine, or the people calling it the Gabe Cube, and the controller looks really cool as well. So small form factor, put it under your TV, set it on your desk, hide it under a banana. It's a powerful PC gaming packed into a roughly 6-inch cube. 6-inch? Yo, that's huge. What are we talking about? That's humongous. But you know, compared to an actual PC, damn, 6 inches? That's like my phone. Like this. Wow. Damn, they put all of that in there. That's to be commended. And it's really quiet as well. So their cooling system in it is really good for it being super small. Like, that has to be commended. They say keeps cool and runs whisper quiet even while running the most demanding games, which is really nice. If you have like a super small setup, I feel like the Steam Machine would be perfect for you. I/O for days, ready for all the peripherals and monitors you can throw at it. 1 gigabit Ethernet, DisplayPort 1.4, HDMI 2, 1 USB-C, and 4 USB-A ports. And then the CPU and GPU, 4K gaming at 60 FPS with FSR, thanks to discrete semi-custom AMD desktop class CPU and GPU. Now, when you read 4K gaming at 60 FPS, like the Xbox said that and the PS5 said that, but it's mainly talking about indie games. I'm pretty sure the demanding games don't even run at 4K, and then it's usually at like 30. Like nowadays, it's usually just like 1440p 60 FPS. You probably can't expect 4K gaming at 60 FPS with like Silent Hill 2. Storage available in 2 storage sizes, 512 and 2 terabytes. And you also get micro SD. Damn, it could have been 1 terabyte and 2. That would have been nice, but you know what? 2 terabytes is nice as well. Then we get the Wi-Fi 6E with Bluetooth 5.3. Steam controller's wireless adapter is built right into the Steam Machine for direct pairing. That is great as well. And then the power. No giant brick. Steam Machine's power supply is built right in. Wow. So it's literally just a cord. This thing is so compact, man. It is actually so tiny. The faceplate is customizable as well. You already know, the one thing I love about SteamOS is how customizable it is. And then if we go into the detailed specs, they have the micro SD at the front, USB 3, 2 USB 3As at the front, indicator LED, and then the power button. And then I also heard that there's going to be like a LED strip here when you're downloading games, and then once it's done, it'll give you a signal, something like that. And then at the back, we have a USB-C, a USB 2, and then Ethernet, AC power connector, HDMI, and DisplayPort. So you are gonna connect this to 2 monitors, so you can have that dual display, which is nice. And then for the CPU and GPU specs, listen, I could see this. The only thing I notice here is that they are on RDNA 3, but they do have Zen 4. That's all I can say. As for the power, they're saying it's slightly below or just as good as a PS5. The PS5 is a pretty good console. The RAM, 16 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM. And, you know, I would have loved to see 32 gigabytes. I wish there was a model with that, because we're just getting into game. I know SteamOS is great for handling just like bloat. Some games, they need more than 16 gigabytes, even though I know we're in an economy where RAM is just so expensive. So that would have been a little crazy. And then we also have 8 gigabytes of VRAM. which is nice. So there are a couple things that I have worries with when it comes to the Steam Machine or the GameCube. First of all, the price. Everyone has talked about it. We don't know how much it's gonna be. Alright, especially with RAM going up, SSD prices are going up as well. It might look a little scary, especially in March. They might announce prices last minute, like in February. So we don't know how much this is gonna be. Linus said $500, right? He pitched that and they said, whoa. They gave that look and they're like, no, this is gonna be priced as a PC. If you made a PC nowadays, you're going over $1,000 for like a decent spec one, right? Not even. If you want a decent spec one now, RAM itself is like $250 per a stick for 16 gigabytes. So it gets a little crazy. I don't even know. People who are saying, oh, it couldn't possibly be $1,000. It might be close. And then at that point, it's definitely not going to compete with the PS5. My main problem, and I know this might hurt some of y'all, I know, but the reason I wouldn't even see this competing with console, and this is gonna hurt y'all, even if it was priced nicely, say it was priced like $600 or $700, it's SteamOS. Now, I love SteamOS. I have a Legion Go S, and there are some great things about it. You know, it's highly customizable. Valve really says, hey, do whatever you want, and I commend them for that. And I also love the fast resume feature. I'll go to bed to just press the button. I'll wake up, oh, I'm still in the same gaming session, and I didn't lose any battery. The reason I couldn't see it competing with the PS5, people were saying it's gonna blow the PS5 out of the water, but it just can't, because if you think about the main player base of console, the main problem with SteamOS is anti-cheat. And I know it's not Steam's fault, all right? It is the developer's fault. I believe it's they're blocking like Linux users. If we go through like most played console games, Fortnite, you can't play on the Steam machine. Call of Duty, you can't play on the Steam machine. Battlefield, you can't play on the Steam machine. Grand Theft Auto 5, you can only play single player, I believe. Roblox, I'm not sure, I don't play that. EA Sports, I believe you can't play that as well. Minecraft, I'm not sure. Rocket League, you can. Skate, I think you can. Rainbow Six Siege, I'm actually not too sure. NBA 2K26, Apex Legends, you can. Marvel Rivals, you can. I believe you can play Arc Raiders as well. And then if you go to Xbox, same deal really. Just a lot of games, like half the games, the top games, you just can't play. And you have to think about it. Most console gamers are casual. So they're probably just like, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, there's a lot of people with PlayStations who just play Call of Duty and NBA, right? And that is a huge section of the player base. The only kind of players like that you could steal from console with the Steam machine is like single player games. People who don't play multiplayer at all. That would be their main reason to switch from PlayStation to the Steam machine. And these are casual games. I know you're like, wow, these games are ass. But like, you're probably a hardcore gamer, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people who are on Steam are just like them. A lot of them are more non-casual than people on console. And then at that point, if it's similarly priced to like a PS5 Pro, people who want to play those games will get a PS5 Pro. So unless they do something in the future where it allows those games to be played, that big section of the console player base just simply won't move. Even on Steam itself, there are a ton of multiplayer games that you just cannot play. Like if you go on Gaming on Linux, there is a bunch of BattlEye games that are broken and you just can't play on it. And if there's a way around it, then it wouldn't be plug and play anymore. You know what I mean? You need to like do something with Proton or something like that, but then that just requires you to go to a desktop, and a lot of casual people just don't want to do that. They just want to sit back and play. And so especially like a big game like Rainbow Six Siege, it's not supported with Steam OS. Like, as much as I hate Windows, it is compatible with everything, right? Yeah, there's a lot of bloat, and a lot of games that you get from other stores, they're just not compatible on the Steam OS as well. Like, I know there's a heroic launcher for Epic Games, but it was a hassle to get Red Dead 2 to launch, and when I got it to launch, the next time I launched it again, it was unplayable, and that took a lot of time. And then Game Pass, a lot of people still have Game Pass, and you can't play it unless you're streaming it. So that's another problem with SteamOS. It is great, you know, if you have all your games on Steam, but even then, some games won't work, and then you have to find a way around to work with other launchers. So I would hope they get some more compatibility with that in the future. Oh, I do want to give a shout out to the Steam Frame. It looks awesome. I think the fact that it's wireless is really cool, and it also has specs of its own. So you can play some games without having to connect it to your PC, but it does look really cool. I think if I were to get VR, I would get a Steam Frame. As for the Steam controller, it looks really cool. I really like that it has 4 paddles, and then they're saying the battery life of it is going to be around 36 hours. And the fact that it comes with 4 paddles, Xbox and PlayStation could never, is probably going to be the same price as a PlayStation controller, which is around probably like $100. It's probably going to be way better build quality. I feel like the only people who would buy this right now are probably the loyal Steam players. Like, the people who bought the Steam Deck are probably gonna get this one too. Yeah, anyways, if you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, and yeah, I'm out. Later.